So in today's session, we are going to see about interstate outward supply of service, which is specifically for sales related voucher. Okay, we are performing sale and we're referring to outward supply. That means a sale in between two states. Interstate refers to two states. So we are getting into the voucher, and this is the example scenario. Let's say JJ Enterprise renders or supports with services to let's say crop production. It is mainly into crop production, and they are producing, okay, or cultivating rubber. Okay, that is what they are doing. They are cultivating rubber, which is worth 10 lakhs. Okay, so as we are referring to sales, you remember that whoever is associated with a transaction is definitely going to be your sundry debtors. Because with performing sale, we are giving the product or giving the service on credit. That's the reason why CHM rubber industry is coming into picture. Okay, so Telangana additionally, which is located in Telangana, additionally GST is charged of 18%. Okay, on the invoice with the reference number as SA002. This is what has been given to you. Okay, so coming to your ledger creation, we have to create a ledger with the name as support service, which is a ledger which comes under what? Indirect income. Okay, and we have to configure the other parameters like the inventory values are affected. Okay, we have to set it as no, GST is applicable, set alter GST is yes, because we are specifying the GST at your ledger level. Okay, description has to be provided, so we are giving the description. Okay, along with that, we are also providing, so the description is what? Service to crop production, and HSN details. Nature of transaction is not applicable, and whether it is taxable or not, it is taxable. Specifying 18% of tax, which is auto divided into central and state tax. Do not forget to give type of service as services. Okay, this is what we have to do. Right, it is assumed here that you're not setting or configuring your tax at company level. So as it is assumed that even if it is configured, not a problem, we can reconfigure it. Whatever has been reconfigured at ledger level, that will be applicable. Okay, so that is your first task, creating your ledger. Okay, let's say support service. So let me show you practically. So are we working with JJ? No. So I'll say Alt F3. I'm navigating to Alt F3, company selection screen. Okay, and I'm going to shut the existing company and select the existing one, that is JJ Enterprise. Okay, that's what is selected. So I can just press escape to go to gateway of tally. This is the point from where we can go ahead and prepare the ledger as per the requirement. That is nothing but support service. Okay, so I'll just go to accounting info, ledger, and say create. Before I say create, I just want to see how many ledgers do we have. Okay, these are the ledgers which are available. As per our requirement, our deal or transaction is happening with the company, okay, which is CHM rubber industry. Okay, that's our party who are our sundry debtors. So next step would be creating sundry debtors or parties ledger account. Okay, so before that, we'll create support service ledger. So do we have support service here? We don't have, so we are going to create that. Okay, so escape to come out and say single ledger create. Okay, so I just gave the same name, support service. All right, it's an indirect income, so hit enter and specify from the list. It should come under indirect income. Indirect income. Okay, now inventory values are affected. Just specify it as no. GST is applicable. No. Okay, and GST should be applicable. Okay, so type of ledger, just say no. and GST is applicable, that is set by default. Okay, by this here itself we can understand that the option which is selected is what? Services. You can see that it's already enabled, so we don't have to go and re-enable it. Okay, so that's what we did. And here for GST, if I don't want the GST which is configured at your company level to be applicable, I can just come here and say yes. Or else by default we have given already 1818. But here I'm giving it as ledger level we want to configure. So say yes, it is going to ask me for the details. So what details are we going to provide here? It's about service to crop production. Okay, so description support service to crop production. So I'll just say crop production here. Crop production, HSN number. So here, as for example, 998611. 998611 is the HSN number. Okay. And here, nature of transaction. Please remember here, nature of transaction here right now it's not applicable. You can ignore that. And is it taxable or not? Yes, it is taxable. What is the percentage? 18%. You can see it's auto divided into two. That is 9%. 9% is central tax and state tax. Okay, hit enter. It will ask you whether you want to save it. So you can press Ctrl A and you can proceed further. Then you have to select here, remember the type of supply to be service. Okay, this is what we did up to this point of time. Okay, so we gave 18%, selected service, and we have to save it over here. Once it is done, the ledger gets created. Okay, no further details, just say Ctrl A, or you can hit enter, proceed further, and here you can confirm by saying yes. Done. So the ledger has been created. That's your first ledger, which is pertaining to your sales related transaction. Okay, let's say we are going ahead with the next one, which is party ledger. I'm going to create a party ledger, CHM rubber industry. So it's CHM rubber. Okay. And we know that it is not indirect income, it is our sundry data. So we should select sundry data from here. Sundry data. Okay, provided the information. Maintain bill by bill. Let us proceed further. You can go ahead with that. You can see these are the details that you have to fill up. Maintain bill by bill, yes. PAN card details and the registered information about that particular party is definitely required. So I just hit enter. Okay, so CHM industry, let us say, as we are performing an interstate transaction, we should definitely have the other state's information. It's not Telangana as per this. Okay, it should be some other state. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'll just hit enter. Country is India, but state I should change this. Okay, because it's a transaction in between two states. Our assumption is we are JJ Enterprise who is performing a deal or a transaction with CHM rubber industry, which is located in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, it's located in Andhra Pradesh. That is what I gave, pin code number, some pin code number. So if you don't want to make any mistakes while giving your pin code number, you can just Google it. Okay, I just want to find out a pin code number of Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh is what I'm just giving. So you'll have some valid pin code number. I'll just take 515411. Okay, so 515411 is what I gave, and I'll proceed further. It is asking me for PAN card information. So remember, if I get the GSTN number, it's fine. I can easily get even PAN card number. Okay, so I'll just search for let's say GSTN number. Number of just went for a search for GSTN number. You got so many. Okay, and remember it starts with 37. Okay, so I need a valid GSTN number. So randomly you can see Suzlon Energy Limited has got a valid number 37. I'm just picking up one which I'm going to use it in this scenario, in this example. Okay, so as it is required, so I'm just giving here the GSTN number. Okay, and we know that right from the third character till N, it's going to be your PAN card number. Okay, So that's your PAN card number. So that's what I'm going to update here. Okay, so let me navigate to Tally and perform the task of giving those detailed information. Okay, so it is 88BCS. So that's how you give 88BCS, followed with the number 0472N. 0472N. That's it. I've given PAN card number. It's a regular dealer. Okay, that's what is being provided. You can see it's a regular dealer. Okay, and the GSTN number. So GSTN number prefix is it's a regular dealer. A prefix is same 37 and followed with the PAN card. I say AADC S0472. Okay, and followed with we have got additional number of characters here, that is 1Z1. 1Z1. I'll just give that 1Z1. It's a valid number because we found it for that particular company. Maybe the company name we are giving it as CHM Rubber Industry, but I'm using a valid GST number. Okay, this is just for practice purpose. So I've given that. It has accepted, and here I'll just hit enter and save these details. That's how you have created your party ledger. Remember that our party is located in Andhra Pradesh and we are located in Telangana, and it's a transaction where we are selling the goods or selling the services to the company which is located in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, fine. So that's how you record your transaction. Now, next step is you have to perform your sales relevant transaction. Okay, so recording interstate sales transaction, and this transaction is outward, which is nothing but a sales transaction. Okay, or outward supply of services. It's not goods, it is services. So what we have to do, navigate first. Okay, so I'll come out of this, press escape to come out. Okay, and this is the point. I'm right now in gateway of Tally. Okay, so gateway of Tally, accounting voucher is what we have to select, accounting voucher. And as we are performing sales, you can see function key F8 is there. You click on it. You're right now, you'll be in sales. Okay, but remember that it should show you particulars, and particulars will be displayed to you when you're in accounting invoice mode. Okay, if I'm an item invoice, the screen will change. You can see that I'm not getting particulars over here. So it should be in accounting invoice mode so that you can get particulars in this place. Okay, so here, as per the instruction given, you have to give a unique reference number. So we're giving it as SA, that is sales. Okay, SA/002. That's your second transaction which is performed. Okay, just for a reference, a unique reference. Okay, and now coming to your party ledger, it's already there. We have created the ledger, so all ledgers will appear, and we are performing a deal of it with the help of the list. You can see CHM Rubber Industry, and remember that it is 100%. It is your sundry debtors. We know just now we have created that. Okay, so selected this. Further details, if you want to provide, you can provide, or you can proceed further. Okay, so if you see this, it's right now prompting me to provide what? Delivery note. I can ignore it. You can proceed further. And all other details, dispatch detail, vehicle details, and all, you can enter or you can provide it if you are performing an e-way billing process. Okay, you can do that. Else you can ignore it. Okay, order number, whatever, just ignore those things. Okay, address. Now coming to this address, which is pertaining to Andhra Pradesh, I'm just giving it is located in A1/2. Okay, oblique B 125, and it is street 1. Okay. It is assumed that there is some street, so that's your street number, which will directly point out, and it is located in Andhra Pradesh. That's a all right. So we have already given other details, no need to specify. Those are going to be reflected in the invoice. Okay. So India, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. A place of supply is definitely Andhra Pradesh only, and the GSTN number is also given. Okay, now coming to particulars, what is that we are doing here? Definitely we are providing services. So that when you come to particulars, you should get the list of services. Okay, you can see these are the services which we are rendering, and we have created a ledger for this. Okay, so please check this, what we have to do here. Type of dealer, it's a regular dealer. That's what we have done already. Okay, particulars. In particulars, you select support service. We created the ledger support service. You can see that. So I just select it, and we're selecting it and providing that the transaction amount is how much? 10 lakhs. I just come here, you get 10 lakhs. Now coming to the tax. So this is nothing but our actual transaction amount, which is taxable amount. Okay, and it is associated with what? Service. So I'm going to give, okay, from the, so this is what we have done up to this point. We selected our party information, we selected particulars as support service. Okay, now we are going to give what? I'll go with integrated tax. Okay, so do we have integrated tax in the list? That's where you have got, okay, there is state tax and other taxes are there, but we don't have integrated tax. So we need to create that ledger, isn't it? Okay, so amount will appear automatically if I'm going with integrated tax. So integrated tax, so if I want to provide that, I want to create an integrated tax ledger, so I can directly come here and say, Alt C, and I can create the ledger here itself. Okay, as I've not created, I'm creating it now. Integrated tax. Okay, and integrated tax is nothing but your taxation, okay, which is tax related duties and taxes. We have to provide that. Okay, that's what is given here. Okay, so if it is already there, you can ignore it. If it is not, you have to create that. Okay, select your integrated tax and provide the detailed information about the taxation. And okay, so I'll just say that it's a GST that is applicable. Okay, and it is pertaining to integrated tax. Okay, the percentage and all, whatever has been already configured, so that will be applicable over here. Okay, here not applicable, and just say yes to save it. So that particular details have appeared, and you can see 18% of tax is 1,80,000. Okay, so that's how you can find here that the 10 lakhs worth product, whatever integrated tax you have configured, the amount is going to appear. Okay, so it's not 10 lakhs, it is how much? 1,80,000, I guess. Okay, so that's the amount that is appearing. 1,80,000 is what should appear over here. That's right. Okay, not 10 lakhs. So you proceed further. That's it. You hit enter. Okay, and that is what we did. Okay, and provided the number that is SA002. That's what we are dealing with. Hit enter, and you want to end this. Okay, so just come to narration and provide the narration. Okay, let's say the transaction is being done. Those details we can provide. So I'll just say here, being services vendor. Okay, who is the person? CHM rubber industry. Okay, I just gave that and save the information. That's how we have recorded our sales transaction, which is worth of how much? 10 lakhs. Okay, so that transaction got completed. Now I want to see my detailed information about tax. I want to analyze the tax. So saving is completed. Now I want to analyze the tax. So Alt A, it says page up. You can say page up. We are in that particular transaction. Alt A, your tax analysis. Okay, this is what it is. Alt A. Okay. So when you press Alt A, it is going to show you that. And as I'm recording, it is showing me some other functionality. So I just click on this. And this is how your tax is being displayed. So if you want to get details, you can press Alt F1. Okay, it will show you further details about your integrated tax. Okay, so that's how it is going to display. Okay, at this point of time, if you want to take a report, you can just come out of this, press escape, come out of this. Okay, and here I can navigate to display statutory report. Under GST, we have got GSTR 1 or 2. This is what you have to decide. Now, did we perform purchase or sales? If we have performed purchase, you go with GSTR 2. If you have performed a sale, select GSTR 1. So I'm selecting GSTR 1, and that is how it is going to show you under B2B, the process will be displayed. So I'll say Alt F1, you can get further details. Okay. So whatever is the accumulated transactions that have been done by your business, those transactions are going to be accumulated and displayed to you. Okay. So that is how you can extract your reports. Okay. All right. So that will appear under B2B. So we have got how many transactions? 2 transactions. Okay. Combined together, it is 15 lakhs. Taxable amount, it's showing me as 2,70,000. Okay, but our transaction was how much? 10 lakhs, isn't it? So 10 lakhs plus that particular amount which was there for the previous transaction is being recorded. Okay, so in this way we can analyze our report. We can find here this is the transaction. Okay, 1,80,000. So we can find 10 lakhs worth. So there are two transactions here. Okay, this is the one which we performed just now. Double click on it, you can get the details. Further details, double click. It will show you the transaction which has been performed by you with the reference number as SA002. Okay, escape to come. You can come back to your gateway of tally. Okay, so this is the transaction what we perform, which is nothing but your interstate outward supply of service. Okay, we checked out for inward, that is purchase, outward for performing a sales transaction. Okay, all right, let's proceed further and go ahead with cancellation of service. Okay, whatever services either you have purchased, that is inward, or either you have sold, that is outward. If that tends to get cancelled, an appropriate reversal entry has to be passed. Okay, now for example, I have purchased the services. That means inward supply of service happened. Let us say which is worth of let's say 10 lakhs. Out of this 10 lakhs worth of service, okay, what I did is I have partially withdrawn, saying that I don't want one particular service to be performed. So I should do what? Cancellation. Either I can make a full cancellation of 10 lakhs, okay, or I can perform a partial cancellation of service. Okay, similar to this, we have got even sales. When we are performing a sale, there are chances that the person says, okay, you install it, but you don't have to do take up my maintenance charges or something like that. Okay, so we can do cancellation at any point of time for either the purchase of services or of sales of services. That is interstate inward supply or interstate outward supply of service can get cancelled at any point of time, maybe depending on the requirements or depending on the needs or depending on what has been given in your deal. Okay, you said that I'll provide my service on 5th, but you will not able to satisfy it. So when you are not able to satisfy it, naturally the other person will say, I'm canceling your service because already I've got someone in local who can take care of it. Okay, so in that way there can be a cancellation. Okay, partially you can do it, partial work I'm giving to someone else, so I don't want you to have the service to be rendered for 10 days. You can give it for only 5 days, finish off whatever you can. I'll take care of the balance or 50% which is left out from my local person who is ready to give me service. Okay, in that way there can be a cancellation of service up to some percentage. Okay, maybe 50 or maybe 100 or maybe 25, 25 and 75. It can be anything. So that cancellation can be documented in your tally. So how does it happen? Let us check out. Okay, remember we need to definitely have your purchase invoice number, okay, as well as sales invoice number. These are very, very important. Okay, now let us check out this. Okay, cancellation of inward supply of service with tax can be recorded as what? Debit note. Remember this point. Okay, so whenever you want to pass a reversal entry of purchase that you have made, we know that it is debit note we have to post. So our transaction voucher is pertaining to what? Debit note. That is what we came to know with this input. Okay, so example, recording a transaction for cancellation of interstate inward supply of service with GST. All right, GST and all that transaction is already done, and we are going to do what? Cancellation with the help of debit note. So JJ Enterprise cancels an advertising service as Tamara Private Limited failed to provide service as per the terms and conditions of a contract of amount rupees 2,50,000. Okay, that was a point where it has promised us, Tamara has promised, but it was not able to fulfill that against the bill number JJ003. Okay, so naturally, if it's not providing, we are going to cancel it. The amount is how much? 2,50,000. So 18% of tax which is there, which is applicable, that we are going to consider in this process. So debit note is the process what we have to initiate, and this is pertaining to purchase. So we're going to first document what? Purchase. So in this purchase, what are we going to do? This number JJ003 is a reference number. For that reason only, we are posting a transaction over here. Okay. So once it is done, okay, I'm assuming that that particular transaction is already done. All right. So let us cross check here. I'll just go back to Tally. Okay. And let me go for the what do you say, accounting voucher. Okay, accounting voucher, and you can find here it is giving me number three. Okay, sales number 3 it says, but I want to go with what, purchase. So I'll just press function key F9 to check. F9, that is purchase. One transaction has already happened. You can see here number 2. So what is number 1? Page up will show you number 1 transaction. It is SA002. Okay, that's a transaction, and integrated tax of 1,80,000 is there. Transaction deal is for 10 lakhs. But here, with reference to that SA002, I want to do some cancellation of service. Okay, cancellation of service. So if you have the transaction already available, you can proceed further and do cancellation. Okay, that is with the help of debit note. If no, if you don't have this transaction already recorded, what we do? Record the transaction. Okay, so if it is purchase transaction, get into that purchase transaction first with function key F9. Okay, and check out for the transaction reference numbers. We have got 2 in this case. This is 1, okay, and this is 2. Okay, the first one is pertaining to sales, not purchase. The second one is pertaining to purchases, I guess. So let's press function key F9 and check out with page up. Okay, it's showing you that transaction. Once again, function key F9, which is purchase, and it says that this is the purchase for what? Support service. We are taking up the service worth of 10 lakhs. Okay, so if no, you can definitely go ahead and record a new transaction. So let us record a new transaction, because we are referring to JJ003, which is not documented at all. Okay, so I'll just go with recording this transaction. So navigating to gateway of Tally, function key F11 is features, accounting features we have to go, and we have to enable the feature of what? Debit note. Okay, debit note and credit note is what we have to document. Okay, so let me do that first. So I'm right now in the screen of gateway of Tally. I press function key F11. Okay, and I'll go for features, accounting features, and remember here I've given clearly what all things should be enabled. Okay, enable the options given below. Use debit and credit note. Okay, so if you see here, you'll be definitely able to see that we have got debit note and credit note options are there. Okay, so you can see this is what we have to do in accounting features. You will be able to find, you're right now in accounting features, you will be able to find your options. These are the options, that is use debit and credit note. Okay, now check out for the information in the list. So if you find this debit and credit note information, you can just enable them and you can make it active. See here, use debit and credit note. Okay, I'll just come here. This is okay. The next one, debit and credit note, I'll set it as yes. Okay, record credit note in invoice mode. Let's say yes. Okay, you can enable them. You can see this is what we have. Record credit note in invoice mode, record debit note in invoice mode should be set as yes and yes. Remember to save this. Control A is going to save it. Okay, now we are ready to go ahead. So debit note, we have enabled it. So that feature is right now enabled. Okay, and we can directly start off, but we don't have the transaction with JJ003. Let us perform a purchase. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and perform a purchase of it. Okay, all right, so please note, I'm assuming that it's already done. Okay, if it is not, we have to record the transaction. So I'll just go with the recording of transaction. So with the help of accounting voucher. Okay, and we are in purchase. Okay, and it should be in accounting invoice mode, which is already there, because of which you're able to see this particulars. And here I'll just say JJ/003 is what I've given as per our documentation 003. Okay, and it's going to ask me for party information. We know that it is what is the party information? Party name. It is JJ Enterprise dealing a transaction with Tamera Private Limited. Do you have Tamera? Yes. Okay. So provided those details, here other references if you have got, you can provide, else you can ignore and proceed further. So we are dealing with the Mera, which is located in Telangana. That means it is intrastate. So I don't want intrastate. It should be 37, isn't it? So I'll go with Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh, and Andhra Pradesh GST number is with 37. Okay, 37. I'll go with AA. All right, so accepted, fine. I just give it a try. So it is done. Okay, now what we have to do, what is that we are purchasing? That is important, and from what are the services which are purchasing? Okay, so I'll just give a space and you can check out here. Let's say service like support service. Let's go with support service. Okay, now here, what are the service that we are taking from them is your with GST advertising service. So do we have advertising service in the list? Yes, we have. And let's give some amount of transaction. Assume that the transaction deal is for 2 lakhs. This is that is 2,50,000. So I'll just give 2,50,000. 2,50,000. Okay. All right. So this is the service what we have rendered. Any tax that is associated with it, you definitely have to provide the tax related information. Okay. So I'll just give a space and say that central tax and integrated tax is there. So I'll just give that integrated tax, whatever is applicable, 45,000 is given. So tax is implemented, which is further divided into central and state tax. I guess gave integrated tax. Okay, done. So once you're done with this, okay, and give being purchase of service. Save that and saving the transaction. So that is how your purchase transaction you've documented. To relevant to this, we are supposed to perform what? A debit note. Okay. We are going to perform a debit note process. Okay. So for this, what we should do, use function key F9 in your voucher. So I'll just go here. Accounting voucher. Press function key F9. You can see F9 is for what? F9 is for debit note. Okay. So go with debit note. Okay. So this is where we are right now. We are activating debit note. Okay. And it is with the reference to JJ003, which has been recorded by us. Okay. So here invoice JJ/003 is what we have given. And we should also provide, apart from giving those details, we should specify that our party is Amera Private Limited. Okay. So selecting here Amera Private Limited. Okay. Provide all the relevant information, and it's not Telangana, remember, it's Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and here it is 37. 37. Okay, accepting the details and coming to the amount what we have to debit here. Okay, so specify those details. Particulars I'm giving it as 2,50,000. Against a reference or not? Okay, yes, it is definitely against a reference, that is JJ003. So I'll say against reference, it is JJ003. All right, so we gave that 2,50,000. Okay, and what is that we are performing over here? Okay, so we just gave the details about the existing entry. Select the state tax and other details. We have done with that. Okay, provide the details saying yes, supplier, debit note. Okay, and credit note number. We should provide a unique number over there. We have to give that. Okay, and it's pertaining to what? Pending bill. All right, so we gave it as for pending bill. I'll just go back if you want. Okay, and this was the place where we have provided those information. Okay, all right, so that's about the adjustment. We are referring to JJ03. All right, and we have given those relevant information. Okay, and coming to saving the details. Okay, now it is asking you that it has to be by Amera, and what is that they provided? They provided our services. Okay, which are what? Advertising service. Okay, we selected that, same 2,50,000 is appearing. Okay, it's not provide GST details. If you want, it's a yes, and not applicable in this case. Proceed, and just say being. So Cancellation provided by PF. Okay, I just gave that and I'll say yes to status. Okay, the transaction is performed. Press page up and you can check out for the detailed information. That is Alt A. Okay, that is nothing but tax analysis. You can analyze it. Alt F1 is going to show you the details of it. Okay, right. So that's how you can check out for the information. If you want to get a report of this, press escape and come out of this. All right, and select your display. Statutory report, and remember that it is sales. So in GST, select GSTR1 for sales for the transaction. It is going to show you that transaction is being held. Alt F1 to get the further details. Okay, so in this way, we have documented our transaction. Okay, so this is what it is. This is the amount of taxable amount. This is central tax, this is state tax, and this is your integrated tax 45. All right, and that way we can check out for the detailed information. If you want to further analyze it, you double click on it, you will get the further details. Okay, you can understand what type of transactions were being done. Okay, you can hit enter, you can get further details, double click on it, you can get further details, and that is your transaction which is being dealt. Okay, all right, so in that way we can analyze your reports with the help of GSTR1 and GSTR2, that is purchase and sales related transaction, which is nothing but inward and outward supply of transaction. Okay, so that's it. And the final step what we have here is migrating your database. This is the last step in your Tally. So let me just show you what exactly I mean here. Okay, so I'll just navigate to Gateway of Tally, and this is how you can migrate your data into or export your data into a file, and so that later on the new version of Tally you can import those transactions. So how do you do it? Let us check quickly. That is just 1 minute left. So I'll press here F1. Okay, in Gateway of Tally, I'll press F1. It will allow me to select the company. Okay, that's the list of company. I just selected one, PG Enterprise. Okay, and this is what I want to transfer. So I'll just say Alt F3, and I'll give here the option that is backup. Okay, that's what I've given here, navigation to perform a backup. Okay, so go with backup, select backup. It is going to ask you what exactly is the backup that you're planning to take and where you want to have it. So I'm just navigating to the folder in the operating system that is backup co. Okay, so in C drive, I've just created one directory by name backup co. Okay, where I've got some backups, I can just delete them. Okay, that's your backup that I've deleted. I'm taking a fresh backup. Okay, so just select the company name from the list. Okay, creating a list of companies. These are there. I'm just taking all those and I'm just transferring it to a file. Say yes. You can see in the given location the backup is created. This is how the backup is available. I deleted, but now when I recreated the file, all the company related information has been exported to the file. Okay. Now that's how you can take a backup and you can recover if you are migrating to any new version of Tally. That's it for today's session. Hope you got the point of how exactly the transactions are recorded in Tally. Okay. By then I'm going to stop here. All the best for your exams and prepare well. That's the end and concluding session for your Tally GST. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye. See you in the next semester. Okay. If you're done, you'll be definitely out from here. Okay. Okay then. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.